Macmillan Audio presents The Clasp by Sloane Crosley. Read for you by David Pittu. Had I the heavens embroidered cloths, and wrought with golden and silver light, the blue and the dim and the dark cloths of night and light and the half-light, I would spread the cloths under your feet. But I, being poor, have only my dreams. I have spread my dreams under your feet. Tread softly, because you tread on my dreams. W.B. Yeats. Aid wishes for the cloths of heaven. What is wrong with you? Guy de Maupassant. The Necklace. Prelude. At first they watched the rain from inside the tent, and then they watched it come inside the tent. A stone path extended from the house to the shore. When the shuttle buses arrived, the stones were translucent. Now they were opaque. The kind of wet that made it difficult to imagine them ever being dry again. Lightning struck the surface of the ocean, and a curtain of hot wind swayed inward at their feet, pushing detached bouquet petals in a row. Victor took a step back. These were his only nice shoes. Victor had never been on a private island before, which was not shocking, but he had also never been to Florida before, which was a little shocking. True, he was a poorly traveled person. Still, Disney World, spring break, other people's grandparents, Florida had simply slipped through the cracks of his adulthood like an idiom heard too late. He was under the impression that the rain here was supposed to be extreme but brief, the opposite of, say, Seattle, a place he hadn't been to either. But this was a monsoon. The groomsmen's jackets had come off. The women had grown shorter over the course of the evening. Everyone was buzzed. What time was it, 10 p.m.? Too early to be drunk in real life, but right on schedule for Caroline Markson's wedding. He heard her cackle in the distance and turned back to face the ocean, letting his mind drift. He was dubious of his environs. Florida, rather the stretch of it he had witnessed from the airport, causeways and condominiums, Sunrise Liquor and Sunset Dental, bank branches surrounded by menacing palmetto plants, was trying to trick him into thinking it was a real place, a place where real people rode school buses and purchased paper towel in bulk. His table mates took one look at Victor's chowder-fed skin and launched into stories of art and literary fairs, of this country club or that being very old Florida. But Victor knew from old. He grew up in Massachusetts, home to America's oldest ballpark, strictest landmark laws, and most famous horseback ride. Florida was pretty colonized come lately by comparison. Even the old people here felt new. Victor's parents were in their 60s, but their actual 60s, not their fake 40s. His mother, a substitute teacher, would no longer do stairs, and was increasingly vigilant about her Reynauds. His father, a land surveyor, had given him $100 bill and a bottle of You Bet chocolate syrup when he moved to Park Slope with Nathaniel after graduation. This was before Nathaniel fled to Los Angeles, swapping his literary aspirations for centered dialogue. Now Victor lived alone in an alcove studio in Sunset Park. "I think you stole my balls." Victor had returned to his seat to assess the damage to his shoes and found a thick-necked man gripping a dinner roll as if he had freshly yanked it from the chest cavity of a buffalo. The man pointed at a dish of butterballs. "Oh, I did. Sorry. I went left."
Sample complete. Ready to continue?